Hey everyone, I guess it's time for, yes, that awkward video you hope never pops up, but you're kind of afraid it's going to happen someday anyway. Super Best Friends Play is ending. It doesn't make it any easier to hear, but we're just going to be real with you. Matt and Pat are no longer friends.
So, I discovered the best friends several years into their run. I had just started going to college, I was meeting new people, and sure enough, I found a group of people who just were like me, wanted to play video games, wanted to hang out. And one of them one day kind of started saying some quotes from them, and I had no idea at the time. And he kind of looked at me and said, "Have you never heard of the best friends?" And he proceeded to show me some of their compilations, some of their Machinima Day videos, and it was like instant enjoyment. I found these guys really funny, really seemed like they enjoyed what they did, and then he told me they have a YouTube channel. And from there, I just started watching all their old compilations, their old playthroughs, and the first playthrough of them I really watched was Indigo Prophecy. Indigo Prophecy was the first playthrough of the Best Friends I ever watched in full, and I was dying laughing on the floor watching them pick apart this terrible game and talking about the man behind the game the entire time. It was also kind of the first look into a side of games I'd ever thought about too much. So I kept watching them. I was there when they did Beyond Two Souls. I was there for for a lot of their playthroughs. And the one that kind of changed things, the one that made it feel like things were really gonna start possibly not recovering, it was Omicron. Something was off right away. Like even in the first episode, something didn't feel right. And I tried several times to watch that series, but it just felt angrier, much harder to sit through. They didn't, for the first time, none of them felt like they were enjoying themselves. And then it ended. And then for a couple months, it was just Pat and Wooly. Like Matt took a hiatus, and people were very worried. I was worried too. Like what was going to become of them? This had never happened. And they bounced back a little bit, but it never felt the same. They didn't have the same joy for the games as they once did after Omicron. And so my friend looked at me and said, "It's gonna end." And then on that fateful morning, I got a Facebook message from him saying, "It's over." And I watched that video, and it really did feel like I lost some good friends. They introduced me to a lot, and they even helped me make the friends I have now. They kind of even pushed me to, kind of start taking my life into my hands. And as much as it hurts to say, it was rough for a bit, but I'll always have the memories of those late nights in college watching Best Friends compilations and getting drunk with my friends. Thank you guys for everything.
That person that Majin was talking about was me. Sometime in 2018, I felt the end of the Best Friends was inevitable. I had thought back to a idea I had, which was about documenting the history of the Super Best Friends, their impact on the Let's Play community, to their own community and to creators. And so I started Super Best Friends Played. After months of just gathering footage, trying to formulate how it would turn out, I came to a standstill. In late 2018, I shared it with Majin actually on December 14th. One night I got out of work, I was standing in my parking lot of my apartment complex, and I saw Best Friends Played Final. What I had predicted and feared finally happened. I immediately went hard to work. I published the video, I posted it on the Super Best Friends Play subreddit, and people said, do it, do them proud, and I tried. Making a documentary is one of the hardest things a filmmaker can do, especially when all the odds are stacked against you. When I first tackled the project, I messaged all the creators who were fans of the Best Friends or had their careers started because of the Best Friends or pushed into the limelight by them. I reached out to them and nobody answered. I said it would be out in 2019 and I didn't do it. And it was all because I couldn't find the right words to say. Because how do you sum up something that felt so personal, that was a part of your life for 9 years? What are the right words to describe that? And I struggled for a while. And I kept starting over and over and over again, trying to make this work. And in the end, I thought I finally figured it out. And then I made the final teaser. But it wasn't complete. And I asked the community to help. And when they did, it put me on a different path. And if you would humor me and go with me as we listen to some of these people and what they had to say about what the Best Friends meant to them, you'll probably understand what the words I wanted to say were. The following is a statement from Two Snacks. I remember back in 2011 when they finished the 3rd season of Two Best Friends Play, and they had announced that they were going to start doing full playthroughs on their Switcher channel. And I just remember being so excited, thinking, oh my god, there's going to be a new Two Best Friends video every day? That's nuts. Not long after that, I started animating Two Best Sisters Play. Matt sends me an email asking me to work with them on Funtime Adventures, which was just unbelievable. I was such a big fan of these guys. I never thought that they would reach out to me, let alone ask me to work with them. And that was a huge opportunity for me back then, because I had just finished college, a very cheap and bad art college, where I learned absolutely nothing valuable, and I recently quit my job as an art assistant at a small studio, which I absolutely hated. So yeah, fresh out of college, no job, and very poor animation skills, but I was trying my best to learn about animation, and that's one of the reasons why I started making Two Best Sisters Play. It was a fun way to teach myself After Effects. But now I had the opportunity to work with Matt and Pat on something that I loved and get paid for it. So it was a no-brainer. I accepted the offer and we started working on it right away. But I had no idea what I was doing. I was screwing things up with After Effects. I did a horrible job managing the project. I kept missing the deadlines and my English was much worse back then. So my communication with Matt and the Machinima manager wasn't great. It would have been so much easier for Matt and Pat to hire a better animator. Someone more experienced that knew what they were doing and saved themselves the headache of working with this inept, crazy Brazilian man. But they decided to stick with me. And after the 2nd episode of Funtime Adventures, they asked me to start animating some intros for their channel. And then the intros for the regular Machinima episodes as well. So I kept working with them, And over the years, as their channel grew, I feel like I grew together with them as an artist. And that allowed me to work on other projects as a freelance artist. And even after all this time, still keep working on my own channel and Two Best Sisters Play. So how much did the best friends mean to me? They mean everything. I don't think I would be here today doing what I love if it wasn't for their help and the support of the best friends community. I'll be forever grateful to all of you guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
Hey, I'm Ben Pinky. The area is known on some areas of your fandom. This is opening an old ass wound, I'm gonna have to say. Because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have a good time in school, life, until I got like mid-college. When I became a real person, basically, and was strong enough to strive for social success that I never did before. 9 years I watched your stupid bullshit and loved every goddamn minute of it. And then first day, or not first day, but 2 semesters into my bachelor's degree, well, junior year of my bachelor's degree, it was over. The thing I watched for my entire adolescence was gone. It's done. I didn't know how to react then. It was a hilarious moment, at least in hindsight, because I was going to Disney World with my family over Christmas break. Amazing time. I'm just in bed getting ready. I'm so excited. And then the best friends are gone. That's it. They're not friends anymore. Now, don't fucking look at me being sad. I don't deserve it. I'm here to tell you motherfuckers. Pat, Wooly, I met Pat, you're a shit. Liam, Matt, I love you motherfuckers, and I still do. I still wish you the very best. And I will always wish you the very best. Because you helped me be my very best. Sorry. I'm a bitch. Thank you. I really mean it. You did a lot. You don't know that you did a lot, but you did. Give a shit if anybody sees me cry. Fuck. As I said, old wound. No, this is happy. I'm happy for y'all now. I'm happy to see y'all succeeding, despite it. Anyway, this is Benjamin, or Pinky the Eerie, if you know by either name, signing off. Thank you. Each of you.
Hey everyone, how do I even go with this video? Feel free to take a seat around the campfire around here as I begin my little TED Talk. So first, let's do a little bit of a fast rewind, if you will, back to 2013, if you would. I was in high school, and I was not the best high school student, to say the least. And around this time, too, I wasn't even big into YouTube at all, neither. I wasn't even really into the YouTube scene like that. I hadn't really used it a whole lot beforehand. But I decided to finally, let me take a look just to see what, let me see if there's any channels that I can find that, call to me, if you will, for lack of a better term. I don't really know. And from the get-go, the first 2 channels that it always were Dashy Games and Super Best Friends Play. And I will never forget it, too. One of the very first places. As a matter of fact, it's in between 2. I'll be really honest with you. I can't remember which one it was, really, but it was always in between 2 that I know for a fact. One is Predator, Concrete Jungle, and the other one is The Walking Dead Season 1. And seeing those types of videos from them and getting exposed to that kind of content not only helped me out, like helped motivate me through school personally, but it also helped me like become a better person in the long haul, like learn a few life lessons in the process. The most important one being, it doesn't matter if you're different from the rest of the crowd or if you have your own different way of doing things. That's fine. Because at the end of the day, what makes everybody unique, their own certain little personality. Everyone should be unique and different in their own way. On top of that, you should embrace it in your own way as well. You should embrace your truth and own that shit. And seeing those types of videos with those kinds of people from Matt, Wooly, Liam, and Pat really helped me myself accept like the type of like unique, different person I am, and that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. Then fast forward to 2016. This was after the year that I first met my fiance, and October comes around and the annual yearly shitstorm started, and that right there alone was my fiance's first exposure. And after that, she fell in love with you guys. She fell in love with them so much. Her favorite playthrough still of all time when she was around was still Silent Hill 3. That was her favorite playthrough that she absolutely loved. Like that was what mainly got her into Silent Hill to begin with, was that fucking playthrough. But while she was still around with us here, she just became enamored to you guys, and there was so many like fun times that we had watching your playthroughs, whether it was from Detroit, whether it was to Nomad Soul, whether it was to Walking Dead or God of War. There was like so much fun times that we had. Even going to her last days, believe it or not, when she was dealing with her own little illness, even then she would still go to fucking see you guys because of how much she loved you guys and because of how much better the playthroughs made her feel. So from the bottom of my heart, I guess I'll end it with this. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for not only helping me to become a better person, but making my fiance's journey better in the last couple months of her life. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. Being in my apartment recording a video. It's your boy, HD Mex. In 2011, I was just about to wrap up high school, and things were going fine for myself. Not the best, but just fine. A lot of personal shit going on, but still. Then one day, a video was uploaded, and in retrospective, it had legit began a journey for myself that introduced me to many different hobbies, passions, and other forms of entertainment that I would never discovered on my own. Before that day, I didn't know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure was, Berserk, Dark Souls, Street Fighter Third Strike, Persona, Devil May Cry, what it meant to be salty, do combo, or how it feels to reject two hot bisexual women for Marvel 3. And as time went on, I was hooked. From the highlights, the Let's Plays, brawls, fisticuffs, scrub lords, and more, they delivered the hits. Regardless of view count, it mattered to us. The mailbags, the con promos, WrestleMania, the shit storms, it was always a bright spot in many dark days. And then, one of the best things happened content-wise for me. And it happened during one of the toughest times of my life. August 2013. I was deployed to Afghanistan with the United States Army, and during that time, one of the best morale boosters downloaded on my computer with the best internet that $90 a week could possibly get you overseas. The Super Best Friend Cast, and I never missed a week since. And whether it was comments or on Twitter or some of the art I made sure to show my support in whatever way I could, as thanks. As stated before, the amount of fandoms I've been a part of because of these scrub lords have been numerous to say the least. As a result, it's been growing and growing to the point where I said, fuck it, I'm gonna create my own anime, comic book, and video game convention. And as a result, in 2016, I made ComboCon happen. It's my own video game, comic book, and anime convention, and its whole goal is to raise money for veterans in need as a veteran. So I used my influence as both a veteran and a gamer, and with my numerous passions, we ended up raising over $10,000 for the Veterans of Foreign Wars, which is a nationally renowned veterans organization. That's amazing. We kept growing to the point where a certain somebody ended up becoming a regular to one of our events to support the cause. Wooly. We traded punches both in fighting games and in real life. We exchanged war stories figuratively, and in my case, literally. You believed and supported my cause, and you and the guys helped influence myself for the better. And I'm honored to call you a friend. This is the fun part of the story. As time seemed to slow down, the day came where that infamous video showed up. I was on Twitter and I saw you all were trending. I went to the channel and I'm not gonna lie, my heart sunk. The super best friends that we all knew and cared about were no longer their namesake. I didn't want to say this fully shocked me, but with everyone getting their individual channels and the lack of the usual enthusiasm among with other signs I've seen, it almost seemed inevitable. And every one of us can agree that we just wish that more of us could have reached out and been around to have seen them in their glory days, to reach that 1 million subscriber mark that just eluded them for so many years, that so many of their inner circles of them finally reached before they did. And I know that a lot of us do wish that it ended as a beautiful sunset instead of a tragic demolition. But what I did learn from is this. I learned how much I can value people who invited me into their home through their computer screen, as much as I invited them into mine. We took hundreds of journeys together to different lands. We learned the lore. We cheered. We laughed. And one thing I'm extremely grateful for, as cliche as it sounds, are the friends I met along the way. Without the best friends, I would not have explored the different avenues of gaming, anime, and comics that I did, and I would not have been as involved with the fighting game community as I have been. ComboCon would not exist if it wasn't for the best friends. I have to learn that even though this group's journey is over, the memories that are left behind will always be there. The joy that this glorious Zaibatsu left behind mattered to me, as it did to many of you. I hope that my thanks is good enough payment for what you all left behind, and you'll continue to deliver as individuals. There are probably millions of Let's Players out there. But to me, y'all were the real deal. So to Liam, Matt, Pat, and Wooly, and those we met along the way that we call friends, I say thank you. For everything. You all truly were the best.
They were there for a lot of my kind of formative periods in life, right? So like the entire time I was going through high school, they were there. So like anytime I had like a rough day, or if like something was kind of like fucky, they could just watch a video and feel a little bit better,
The most important thing they were to me was basically considering them friends with all the same interests and entertainment.
A few years back, when my girlfriend broke up with me and I was living in the dorms alone by myself, you guys and your videos really helped me push through those days and actually put a smile back on my face.
As someone who was born with a genetic joint disorder and is in constant pain and I don't sleep well, just the fact that I had somewhere to go that was just fun times, just dumb fun times. And every day for years there was something.
And I realized that they had also inspired me to pursue a career in game development. And it's obviously because of their clear passion for games.
You could call me Quiet Viking. Before I got into Dark Souls, I had no interest in fantasy. I found knights to be boring and generic. And as a result, I cut off an entire genre of art. But watching two chucklefucks play a video game got me into it.
In, let's just say, certain areas of the world, gaming has, let's say, not really developed to the point where you could really consider it to be a topic worth talking about. And well, when you have someone to go back to at the end of every day, when you had someone to return to and feel all that incredible passion directed to you, the viewer. I think I can speak for everybody when I can say that me and a lot of people have like a really big super best friend shaped hole in their hearts that I don't think we're ever going to be getting filled again.
For some of us, they were always there. Every day they graced our computers, our TVs, our phones, through Let's Play streams and podcasts. It didn't matter where we were, so long as we had an internet connection, they could be reached. For some, it was the perfect way to cap off a day. For some, it was a respite, an escape, a sense of belonging and safety. I would go on walks for hours just listening to the best friends talk and talk. It felt I was off to the side of a room with friends, feeling as though they knew I had a rough day and were just glad that I came to hang out. I could just relax and take a load off. It'll be okay, because they're there. They were our friends, good friends. They treated us like we were, and we treated them the same way. Like a good friend, we supported them when they were down, and celebrated when they achieved victory. And I will say that though the best friends are gone, they continue in a way. Their subreddit is a testament to that. They never rebranded nor disbanded. The members continue to post on the daily, whether it just be general threads about what are you watching or who's your favorite Punch Girl. Why do they continue? Because now we're the super best friends. We have the capability. We've learned to be open about our hobbies, no matter how strange, to own our passions, because what is life without it? Accept those with differing opinions, because just because they may disagree doesn't make them less of a person. We continue to share life with one another, even if it's through a text post, video, or voice chat. We are connected, and that's all that matters. Enjoy it while you can, because also, it's not going to last forever. Probably the greatest lesson we learned from hanging out with our best friends is that friendships end. Everything ends eventually. Sometimes you can harbor a friendship till the day that awaits everybody comes. Sometimes a friendship can be over before you even realize it's gone. One of the hardest things one can do is say goodbye. Say goodbye and mean it. Not a see you later or talk to you soon, but an actual, genuine, this is goodbye. We weren't ready to say goodbye, but they were. If you were like me, you wish you could have known when it was going to happen. So that way it would have stung less. You wish you could have said goodbye and both walked away, ready to part ways. Though I feel I am ready to say goodbye, but not just goodbye. This isn't a friendship that ended out of hatred, but life taking its course. What was originally a documentary that turned into an analysis turned into what I think this video was always meant to be. A way to say goodbye, but also thank you. To Matt, Pat, Liam, and Wooly, if you are watching, even if you aren't, let it be known. Thank you from the people you had rolling on the floor laughing. Thank you from the people who had no other friends with common interests. Thank you from the people who didn't know they could be happy or have friends again. Thank you from the people whose lives are forever changed. Thank you from the people who were able to find their voice. Thank you from the people that found a new video game, movie, album, comic book, anime, manga they enjoyed, and maybe it's their favorite thing ever now. Through the best and worst days, months, and years, through thick and thin, from beginning, middle, and end, I can sure as hell say thank you for being there. The future is bright. There's time to make new friends. But I'll never forget the memories of friends long past. Thank you. But this is goodbye.